I was really happy to hear that you liked the Cole cover because
Yeah, I thought it
me
was great.
me being the Cole stan that I am, when I sometimes hear other hip hop heads saying that they're not Cole stans, and I still don't know for sure if you are or not, or like what your thoughts are on Cole, but I've like read a lot of your tweets, kind of like low key, not dissing people, but like having something to say about the guys who brag about Cole going double platinum with no features and all that.
I mean, that was just an easy meme.
But you are a J. Cole fan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was a warm-up fan. I like to I'm just not somebody who's like a fan of everything that somebody does unless you're Kanye. I feel like he hasn't missed ever.
Yeah.
Um but in terms of J. Cole, like I was on the warm-up. I even liked the Come Up mixtape, which was a bunch of freestyles. I liked Friday Night Lights. Wasn't too big on the first album. Wasn't too big on what's it called, Born Sinner. He won me back with what's it called, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I'm like, I
Yeah.
really like this. And then the album he dropped last year, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't one that I had gone back to since I listened to it.
I'm actually on the exact same boat as you on
Mm.
that. Although I did fuck with his first album just a little bit because
It had a couple
I just think,
songs when you
yeah,
think about it.
yeah, it had a couple songs. It was exciting that it was his first project. It was exciting that somebody under Jay even got an album out.
Yeah.
And,
By then, I
and
was like, Friday Night Lights should have been the debut in
yeah,
my like at the time. That's how I
yeah,
felt.
and he was just coming off so much momentum from his mixtapes that it was just really exciting to get something new from him.
Yeah,
And it had a couple of gems on there, and he was finally like quote unquote commercially successful. But what I really like and respect about him is he acknowledges exactly how you just explained his trajectory with his albums.
yeah. I think
He,
I've heard him in interviews say
he's
that before.
he's very self aware of that, and he always kind of brings it back to like even in his music, he's like, "Oh, this happened because the label pushed me to do it that way." And once I got a little bit more freedom and trust from the label, I was able to come back out and do a 2014 for sales and prove that that concept can still sell records. And I think the way that he's gonna like move forward now is like not even think about the business aspect of his music because he
Which is
already
great.
he already has, and he knows this. He has such a core fan base to him no matter what. As long as he doesn't change too much as a person in a negative way. And
Yeah,
I say that and I compare that to somebody who did it the wrong way and who didn't acknowledge their failures or didn't acknowledge the fact that they were losing fans. And that's Lupe Fiasco.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's, oh my god, that
And
that
I'm
needs
not
an
even I'm
episode
not
on its
even gonna
own.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that because there's just a lot of negative energy that will come off of that, and I rather stick to the positive stuff that went down
Yeah,
this week because there was a lot of it, which I'm super excited about. But
I
yeah,
agree.
Lupe hasn't been on my radar since like '08, '09, and that was 9 years ago, and I don't expect him to come back and win me over anymore because
Yeah, which is it's
he had a
sad.
he had a good 3 year streak, and I think he's had a bad streak for 9 years now, and I'm just like so far removed from that now.
Yeah, with him, it seems like he had the opposite, where he had two albums where he was himself, and then the label turned him into like, we need you to do this pop stuff. And I feel like he should have stood his ground, like, my original stuff is what works. And then it's like two albums of like questionable music followed by like, oh, look, guys, now I'm back. And you just kind of lost, I guess, the trust of the fans in a way. But then again, there's plenty of Lupe fans out there that are ride or die and will be at his shows when he has them. But
Yeah,
I'm
but
I'm not one of them.
at the same time, I feel like he lost a lot of fans.
Yeah,
Like J. Cole, I don't think lost any fans.
No, I
He
don't think
actually
so.
he
I
actually
don't think so.
continues to maintain and or grow in popularity. I read a very interesting thing, or a very interesting analogy about J. Cole today. If you think about it, at the end of the day, J. Cole is kind of like on the same stratosphere as a Kendrick Lamar or as a Drake, given that they came up from the same rap class, and those have been the three heavy been able to respect and credibility amongst their peers. But no one really talks about Cole in the same breath that they talk about Drake and Kendrick.
I
So that
disagree. I
makes
think they do. I've actually been seeing that a lot in the past few years. Like, usually I hear Drake, Cole, Kendrick all the time, actually. Even
yeah, but
recently, I heard like Charlemagne say that it was exciting this week to see that the three like top guys are like had big time news this week.
and I consider Charlemagne a peer because he works in the industry. But I'm talking about like just commercially or popularity wise. Like I'm gonna throw numbers out there. They might not be accurate, but like say total social media followers, right?
Yeah.
Drake 100 million, Kendrick 80 million, and Cole might be at like 12 million,
Oh, you think?
maybe 15, 20. But he's like
Oh.
nowhere near the popularity and
Mm.
like cultural impact of a Kendrick or Drake. But as far as skill and respect goes amongst the peers, I would say they're all equal.
Yeah.
That makes J. Cole, and I don't know if you'd understand this analogy or not, but that makes J. Cole the Tim Duncan of rap.
Mm. And yeah, I kind of get it.
Because
But
so
when
Tim
I
Tim
think
Tim
of Tim
Duncan
Duncan as
Tim
like like the dude that was old when we were in high school.
but Tim Duncan is like low key. You can argue that he's a top five greatest NBA player of all time, but no
But he's
one's
under the
ever.
radar in a way.
He's so under the radar.
Yeah.
Like he's more successful than a LeBron James. He's more successful than everybody not named Michael Jordan, pretty much.
Mm.
But no one talks about him like that, and that's how I kind of see J. Cole. But
I I could
but
see that.
but he makes it like that.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I think 2014 Forest Hills Drive when he had that interview with Angie Martinez and he was talking about like life and it was like a lot of philosophical concepts and I was just like, yo, I don't know where J. Cole is going right now or but his mind state is on some next level stuff. And then after that it was just like he was like, all right, I'm done with haircuts. I'm good on shape ups and we wearing basketball shorts for the rest of life.
Like I told you, I don't know if I told you, I thought I saw him walking down the street in Manhattan at like 11 p.m.
You probably did.
And he just like looked like another dude walking down with a hoodie and a backpack.
Because I think he said he lives in New York and he just has a bike, like
Yeah,
no car, nothing. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
probably saw him.
And it was like in a part of Manhattan that's like super quiet and low key, like
Mm,
Lower West Side, and that's probably where his studio is.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
But
But yeah, I like when I saw he announced an album, I was like, oh, cool, I'll listen to it. But I honestly got more hype when I saw the album cover. I
that's
don't,
dope.
yeah, like I saw the album cover, I'm like, this is fire, this looks familiar, and then I realized it was an artist I had seen on like my explore page and on Twitter from like following other artists and whatnot. And I was like, I'm trying to figure out what the acronym is. I'm like, is it Kids on Drugs? Is it something else? Kids
Yeah,
on Drugs seems to fit the
we'll see.
imagery.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Kings of Dreamville. I saw that.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about when I saw the track list, the last song. I forgot what the name of the last song is, but it was in parentheses. It was Intro to the Fall Off. And I'm like, is this Cole saying like or announcing he has like the next album is his last and it's gonna be called The Fall Off? Like the come up, the warm up, the blow up was never a thing, but now we got the fall off. Is that what we're seeing here?
Hopefully not. I mean, he has hinted around retirement in some of his previous work. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of it as like him saying I'm falling off because I mean the guy's popping. Like he went platinum with no features, as the as the memes love to remind everybody. Um, so I think it was more. I took it as like if he was gonna call the album the fall off, it was more so saying like I'm not gonna put out music after this, which I never take serious because I mean, best example, Jay the Black album, and 2 years later, your boy was Kingdom Come out here.
yeah, I think Cole is just he's too artsy not to record music, or at least I mean at the end of the day he's gonna at least produce music.
I
He,
agree.
he's
I
a
think
studio
so.
he's a studio rat. Like I don't know him personally, but I'm like what else is J. Cole gonna do at this time?
I mean, yeah, just hearing him talk in recent interviews or whatever, he's definitely like the artsy guy, and I feel like he would need to express himself in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So even it's my relationship with J. Cole is weird because I mean I've listened to his music nonstop over the last like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, but at the same time, like when he announces a new album is coming, I don't get excited like I feel like I should.
Mm.
But I think that's mainly because nothing excites me as much as Drake announcing he has an album